plaintiff, Renisha Shannon, allowed her mother, the defendant, and her brother, the co-defendant, to come stay with her. While there, Renisha claims her brother relapsed and the defendants got into a physical fight with each other, which landed her mother in jail and her brother in the hospital. Renisha's suing because her home was damaged during the fight. Defendants Tanya Davis and her son Wiley Bell say when they went to visit Renisha, Wiley was clean, but he relapsed and started acting erratic, which led to their fight. Tanya blames Wiley for the damage to Renisha's home, and therefore she refuses to pay.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Tell me what happened.
Back in April of this year, I had a baby, and about a week after I had my baby, my mom had contacted me, Tanya Davis, and basically she told me that her husband Damon and my brother Wiley Bell is coming down to help me with my baby. She told me basically that he was clean. I knew that he
was clean, your baby?
I'm sorry, my brother Wiley Bell, that he was clean. He has a history of drugs, drug abuse. So I was okay with that, basically. I was like, okay. About a few days into their stay, I noticed my brother was showing signs that he had relapsed. He had erratic behavior, he was disappearing, and my insulin needles were also disappearing too. On May the 11th, I ended up going to a friend's house with my baby.
To stay or to?
No, just to get out the house. Just to get out the house to visit. I've been in the house for too long. So I had went to my friends and I got a call from my mom's husband, Damon. And he said, your mother is going to jail and your brother's going to the hospital, in those words. So I'm freaking out trying to figure out what happened, what was going on. Because I know earlier that day they had some issues. So when I get to my house, I see that there's blood on my walls, as well as Damon was trying to clean up some of the blood that was on it. And also I saw that my guest bedroom door had been damaged as well. And I also have a police report that states exactly what was going on, as well as pictures.
Why don't you give me some background, ma'am? Let me get your side before we go into the specifics.
Okay, yes, my son, at that time, he was clean. He did relapse. We tried to get help for him that same day.
But you all went to visit her,
oh, yes, I'm
to
sorry.
help her out.
Yes,
and the three
just
of
temporary.
you went, your husband and your son?
Correct.
All right.
Yeah.
How long were you all intending to stay?
2 weeks.
Okay.
Just 2
Everybody was on vacation, obviously?
Yes.
All right, good.
Yeah, so when we were down there, like she stated, you know, a few days went by, there were some missing insulin needles. He gave them back, then he disappeared.
Gave them back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't use them?
No.
Good. Well, he didn't relapse. He was just looking at them, and he was strong enough.
Well,
he was strong enough.
She, no.
He didn't use them.
Well, she had noticed they were missing. And
But
so,
he gave them back.
Yes.
You all saying the man relapsed.
Well, he did.
How do you relapse if you don't use them?
Well, he disappeared, and when we did find him, pick him up, he was high.
How? If he gave you the needles back?
Well,
Were you high?
I'm thinking I was high. I don't know.
You don't remember?
I don't like the story.
You don't
like,
remember?
The story they tell me, I don't.
Well, that wasn't heroin, ma'am. That was weed, if you don't remember. Man say you don't remember. No. Go ahead.
Well, we went to try to get him some help with the police. There was nothing they can do. They just said, take him to the hospital. And so that's when we brought him back to Renisha's house. And he just, I mean, you know, he was erratic. We were arguing. He took a coffee mug and, you know, he slammed it down when I was trying to do dishes. And I did swat it back at him. It hit a glass that broke the glass and it cut him on his shoulder. And that's where...
I have a police report that says otherwise.
Let's see, what does yours say? You can tell me while I read it.
Basically, it was saying that my mom had threw a cup at him and that's what caused him to bleed.
Bell stated that he and his mother, Tanya, were in an argument, and when he walked away from her, she threw a glass at him that caused the laceration. I then made my way into the mobile home and observed broken glass all over the floor and blood on the walls. Who was Damon Davis?
That is my mom's
Okay,
husband.
so Damon stated that Bill was intoxicated and under the influence all day and was acting crazy prior, but they never called Cobb County Police until this happened.
Your Honor.
Bill was, yes.
I'm sorry. No, we did go to another police station, and they said all we can do is take him to the hospital, local hospital.
All right, but she's alleging you all damaged her property. And I guess you're suing them both because they were both involved in this incident in concert with each other. And rather than try and pick who did what, you're suing them both. And you have that right. Personally came who makes this magistrate of family violence. All right, and what damage did they cause?
Okay, the bedroom door, as well as the walls. I also have pictures here.
Let's see it, please.
I got a call from my mom's husband, Damon, and he said, your mother is going to jail and your brother's going to the hospital. So when I get to my house, I see that there's blood on my walls, and also I saw that my guest bedroom door had been damaged as well.
Plaintiff Renisha Shannon is suing her mother and brother because she claims while they lived with her, they got into a physical fight and damaged her home.
What do you have to say, sir, ma'am? Let's talk about this.
Well, with the blood on the walls, when Wiley was cut, he started splashing his blood all over the wall. He started just slinging blood. He broke the door.
After you cutting?
Well, I never denied that I didn't cut him, but it wasn't intentional. But you know, it was just something that happened. It was
How did it just happen?
because I didn't know the glass was gonna break.
You thought it would just knock him out.
No, I didn't even think it was gonna hit him because I didn't think it was gonna go that far.
Okay, well, if
I mean,
it didn't
honestly.
hit him, it would hit the wall.
Exactly.
So it would break.
Yes.
If you didn't think it was, so you just said you didn't think it would break.
Well, I didn't think it was gonna break on him.
Right. But it broke on, you knew it would break on the wall.
Well, I
so you
didn't
knew
think
you were causing damage to her property.
Well, yes, and
Okay.
I did offer to pay for the painting, and I told her to give me estimates, and she never did give me
All
estimates.
right, hand this to her. You got it today.
Okay.
We're not going to let that be a problem.
I would like to refute.
We're not going to let the painting estimate be a problem. You have it now. All right, what else are you suing for?
Also-
She's going to pay for that paint, and that's $1,500.
Okay.
Say thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, $1,500 so far. And what else?
Okay, so my mother went to jail for a few days for that incident that they had on May 11th. After that incident on May 11th, when she was released, it was like a few days that she was in there. My brother ended up going to jail that following day. That Friday, my mom ended up leaving, going back to Washington
What
State.
did he go to jail for?
It was something completely different.
Okay.
It was just,
All right.
when he got out, he was in jail for a month. When he got out, he had nowhere to go. So I let him stay with me under the condition he get a job, he get his stuff together, and he pays me back for bailing him out.
Why are you sitting back home with your mother?
At that time, nobody had money, and it was something that they was working on.
Your Honor?
Okay. Yes.
We offered a bus ticket because my husband works for Greyhound. We get free bus tickets. And I told her, I said, hey, when is he getting out? When is he getting out of jail so we can get that ticket for that day? And she was like, no, he said he's going to stay down here. He's going to get a job. He's going to do this. And I was like, okay. I was like, are you sure that's what you want?
Yeah, you should have taken on that burden. You have a newborn child.
know.
You know
No,
he
Your
was
Honor.
a drug addict. You just said he had relapsed. Right. Let's continue with the damage. So far, we have the paint. She's agreed to pay. And the guest bedroom door, front door, drywall, was all that damaged in the same incident?
No, the front, okay, so for the guest bedroom door, when they had got into that altercation on
This
May
first
11th,
one.
the first altercation, the door was broken off the hinges. I guess I don't know who pushed who, on July the 3rd. My brother had punched an additional hole in that same door that was still hanging off the hinges.
Why? What was that incident about?
Basically, I had had enough. I had had enough. He was staying with me. He stole from me. My needles were still coming up missing. In addition to that, he had stole my work phone, and I had threatened to call the police. Well, I actually did call the police, and I had the police with me. And I told him that if he had not returned my work property, I was going to have him arrested. He came, he bought it back, and like I told him, he was on his last straw. Basically, I was waiting to get some money to send for him to go back home. And I had already made that arrangement set up.
Okay. July 3rd, The guest room door, he damaged. The drywall.
He had punched a hole on the door right there by the front door, as well as kicked the front door in and broke my screen, my door as well.
Okay, the door was damaged and your wall needed painting based on the incident between your mother and your brother.
Yes.
Then the next time, all those incidents were when he came over or when he was living with you and went crazy on you. Let's hear. Would you want something? You have something, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor. The door, the first time, I was not near the door. I was in the kitchen.
Was it damaged?
Yes, it was damaged by
whom?
Wiley. He kicked it on the way out.
Sorry?
Well, what they're saying is true, but I mean, the second situation with me and my sister, the situation actually started because I was sleeping and she accused me of stealing a speaker, a wireless speaker that's not worth anything but like $20 probably. And pretty much she instigated the situation that happened. That escalated to me, damaging her property and stuff.
I never denied that I didn't cut him, but it wasn't intentional. But you know, it was just something that happened. It was
How did it just happen?
because I didn't know the glass was gonna break.
I would just knock him out.
Plaintiff Renisha Shannon is suing her mother and brother because she claims while they lived with her, they got into a physical fight and damaged her home.
Ma'am, you should have let him go home with your mom as they suggested, because the other incidents are his responsibility. He was there without your mom, and he caused the damage, talking about because you accused him of
Your Honor,
stealing.
when he came, after he got out of jail, I didn't have no money. I was out of work. I was out of work for 3
They were
months.
sending him a ticket. I mean,
And the thing was, they never sent him a ticket. I've even had called and asked them, and they were like, "Oh no, well he's going to stay out there for his court date." Everybody,
that's enough, ma'am. You say you've tried. They say they tried to send for him to bring him back. You say you tried to send him back. I don't know who to believe, so we're going to go beyond that. And how many times he went to rehab?
3.
Well, keep sending him. So I'm going to grant you your judgment from your mother, $1,481. What mom admits to. And the balance, $35.19, I'm going to assess against your brother. Good luck to you both.
At the end of the day, she's still my daughter. I'm still her mother. I'm still gonna love her.
I just hope that you stop babying Wiley, and Wiley, I hope that you get help, because at this point we have nothing to talk about until you do. I still love you though.
I don't have nothing to say about it.